So finally, we get to introduce our international family. This is Vivian, Nop, and Minh. Welcome. Vivian's a fourth year hospitality and tourism management student within the Ted Rogers School of Management, which is a Bachelor of Commerce degree that we offer. And Minh is a proud parent, both joining us from Hanoi, Vietnam. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you, Derek. Thank you for letting us join with you today. We are very happy to be with you today.
It's my pleasure. Honestly, I think I'm so glad that you could join us. And good evening to you. Just acknowledging the time difference. I'm in Toronto. You both are in Hanoi. How is the weather?
The weather is really nice today, actually. So it's getting
Yeah.
a bit chilly, but with the sun coming in. I love the weather today,
Oh,
actually.
that probably beats Toronto at the moment. It's getting quite chilly, but it's still sunny, thankfully. I am so glad that you could join us because it's a great way for our parents who are joining us to see, um, firsthand what it was like navigating the process and um, as a parent, Min, like how it was to support Vivian. So I do want to ask Min first, did you always know that Vivian would be applying internationally to schools?
Wow, actually, Vivian is an outgoing person. She loved traveling since she was very young. And to be honest, as I work in an international environment since the time I graduated from the university about 23, 25 years ago, so she traveled with me quite a lot. So I have no doubt that she will follow the international study whenever she finished the high school.
Vivian, did that influence you going into hospitality and tourism management, which is all about travel and international experiences?
Yes, and yeah. So by having the opportunity to travel with her since I was a little kid, I just really embraced the experience of going outside of the countries a little bit, get to know people from different countries, and test the new culture. So that just run into my blood when I was small, and I just like, oh man, I just love hospitality and tourism. So that's just like a match in destiny. That's what I
Mhm.
would say.
And you're a self-proclaimed foodie, so you have lots of knowledge on great food and where to go in the city.
Yes, I just love food as well. Food is a big part for me when I travels around. So I'm really grateful that around Ryerson campus, since we're in downtown, it's just so convenient to get a lot of food from different cuisine around the world, just about campus. So I'm really grateful for that.
I just want to echo what she just said to you, Derek. I was honored to accompany her to Ryerson for the first time. She traveled to Canada, Toronto, back in 2019, 2017.
17.
So
Mhm.
I really impressed by even I know even I study or I learn or I try to search information about Ryerson before, and I know that the Ryerson campus is just in the middle of the city. We say
Mhm.
like the top expensive street. But to be honest, when I arrived there, I just see that oh, everything you need for life is just surround. Within a few minutes walk, you have the supermarket, you have the great shopping center, you have street food, you have restaurant, you have coffee, you have everything. So it's really, really convenient for international student who just arrive and if you want to settle down as quickly as you want into the city, you are in the right hub.
That's really good to hear. I know, like, I imagine there can be fear of sending your child or your student across the world and into a new continent, but I guess like given your first impressions of Toronto, like did you feel like Vivian had everything she needed to like be successful in her undergraduate program?
Before Vivian actually enrolled or arrived at Ryerson, we have we I think at that time is functional someone. someone from the admission. I couldn't remember the name. Sorry, 4 years
That's okay.
ago. But a staff from the admission office, a staff from admission office, who also in contact with us if we have any questions, any information we want to ask. And then I do a research about Ryerson. So when the decision is made that since the this is the first time she travel abroad in a long way to study. I mean, she traveled with me so often abroad, but it's just for a short term. But now she will be
Mhm.
there on her own. So we decide that she will stay for the first year at the residence. And this is a really plus of Ryerson where you have the accommodation for international students in the first year. So people can settle down. Then, which I appreciate again also is you have, as I recall, the International Student Support Unit or office
Mm.
right at the which building are you staying in 2017?
Um, the International Learning and Living Center.
Yeah.
So I say
So
that.
it's just a few steps within less than 2 minutes. Then you can arrive
Mm.
at the office, and where you receive a warmly welcome, and you and greatly to be emphasized is you have a kind of what you call the support from the senior student. Then you work,
The upper year students, so tri-mentoring.
yeah,
I think
try
you-
mentoring.
mentoring program.
So with these things, I'm very confident that she will success with her study. Even I was not with her.
That's good to hear. I mean, Vivian is such a hardworking student. She's so involved. So, I mean, I think you have such a wonderful person who's independent. And I forgot to mention, you are an award recipient, correct, for the International Secondary School Merit Scholarship. Did Min, were you pressuring Vivian to apply to scholarships?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Actually, the I when we decide to go with Ryerson, if I recall about the application process, we did actually research on the through Google, on the internet, on the website Ryerson and few other universities, because she's pretty sure about her career in the future that she want to apply for the hospitality and tourism. So, and then Ryerson turned out for us to be number one in Ontario in general, in Toronto in particular. So we decided that should we follow the program that she wished to pursue. And then I found out that the website Ryerson is very clear and well structured in a way that all the information that we need for. You can do a search on the website of the
Mm.
university itself. And we receive the information. I mean, Vivian received through her Ryerson email the information, the update information on the scholarship that available for international student. Uh, and the merit, the international merit scholarship is very clear at the beginning, at the application process already. And I am the finance person, so I encourage my daughter that every single scholarship that she could win is, first of all, is the proud of herself, a credit for herself in terms of academically, and secondly, to save for me some money, which is good
Yes.
in any terms.
Absolutely. And yeah, of course, international education is an investment, and I feel like it it's so important for students to apply to know what's out there, and um, it's good to have parents also in the know. Min, did you find were there any pieces of information that you found were hard to find as a parent? You know, going through the application, were there things that were still unclear?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said a minute ago, the information, the way the website structure is clear and easy to understand.
Mm.
And To be honest, I didn't find any difficulty at the time that I go with Vivian. I spend my time, some of my time with Vivian in during the application and during the application process. And the information or the guideline, what to do is very clear guidance and instruction.
Hmm.
Even the upload, how to upload the file, how to send application, what size should be, and then how do you send the photo of yourself in which format, and everything is just very clear instruction. And if I can't, I couldn't remember what difficulty, but I'm pretty sure that, and I encourage parents that if you have any questions that you would like to ask, there's always uh, within each subject or within each area that we're going to say, if you have any queries, please contact us via email or you submit a kind of a general questions online. You put it
Yeah.
online,
Mhm.
you click a submit, and then you will receive the answer. So I couldn't see any big challenge for parents if you really spend time with your kids and then find the information that you need for. But if just in case you couldn't find any piece of information, I would encourage you to send the questions directly to the enrollment office or to the admission or to the website or to the email people provided on the website, and you got the information. I'm very much sure that you got the feedback for your questions.
That's good to hear. And I think it's always about trying to involve parents in the process as much as they want to be. Of course, it is their child's journey, and they have to be independent when they come to Toronto. So it's good that they are independent from the application part. But of course, like for any questions, queries, like we're here to support. Booking the new one-on-one meetings. It's a great way for us to connect virtually. Well, COVID-19 has caused a lot of challenges, there is some benefit to it. So we get to do webinars like this. We get to meet with people individually from all around the world. So hopefully, we're providing even more opportunities to involve parents and supporters. I want to maybe shift a little bit to what it was like to have Vivian be in Toronto and you're in Hanoi. How was the how is it living away from home, Vivian? And Min, how was it like to have your child flee the coop, as they say, and live on her own?
So I was a bit nervous, to be honest, because like as my mom said, I never really lived far away from home for that much long time. But I'm so thankful that I stayed in resident within my first year. So it wasn't hard at all to find a community that I can belong to. And then I would say it's so easy to vibe with everyone at Ryerson. It's just like that really big community, but then you still have people who share the same passion with you. So I just embraced the cultures quickly within the first 2 months of arrival. So I would say the transitions for me was pretty smooth. I didn't have any culture shock. Everything just comes so naturally that I feel like Toronto is definitely my second home.
We miss you in Toronto. Come back.
Now Toronto is her second home. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can imagine how she fall in love with Toronto. Well, remember back to 2017 or even up to now, I'm happy that to have her now with me. But before that, before March, to be honest, I missed her. And when she was on her own, far, far away from home, as her mom, and she's my eldest daughter, uh, I feel worried. I'm wondering myself, how can she survive? How can she live without mommy? And then she said to me that, Mom, don't be, don't worry so much. I'm okay. So what we do is we try to keep regular contact. And again, because of time difference, either is 11 hours or is 12 hours. It depends on the season. So every time when I start travel to work, and thanks to the technology, to the internet, to the Facebook, to the messenger, I call her, and then just sometimes just to hear her voice. Uh, but like I said, and like Vivian just said, for the first year she stay in the residence. So to be honest, I feel oh she will be safe. So the campus, and then we have their own rooms. For example, you cannot bring a stranger or friends outside into the campus. Late at night, for example, after 9 p.m., I couldn't remember the rules, but definitely there's a rules, and for which I feel, oh, she's in a very safe environment. And then Toronto, again, is a very safe city. So the concern is reduced day by day. And for the first year, I remember that I bought for her, we paid in advance a kind of one cart, huh?
The meal
and,
plan, yeah,
and then that's she got the meal from the campus.
Mm.
So excited for the first week, say that, Mommy, the food here was delicious. I didn't miss the Vietnamese food anymore. I said, oh, wow, that's good. That's good. And then a week, she said that, Mommy, I start missing pho now. I said, okay, you have to survive. Now you want to be a global citizen. You have to be able to adapt to international food. And sometimes she said, oh, I have new food today, Indian food. Oh, I have new food today, Arab food, which I never tried before. So I encourage her to be on her own, but the worries from me or the concern from me reduced day by day. And then her academic performance after the first semester, the first term, when you call the 4 terms, huh? The result was good. So I said, oh, now I can have a big relief. Let her be on her own and see how she grow up. Because to be honest, all the child will grow up when they don't live with parents anymore. They will be on their own. They learn to be responsible for themselves. They learn how to take care of themselves because they know that if they are sick, mommy will not be there. No one make food for them, so they have to be strong. And that's a very good side of sending kids abroad.
Yeah, that's really heart touching. I think like just hearing and seeing also your connection and your ability to stay in touch. I'll say I miss food from Vietnam every day. And when I was in Hanoi, I was able to actually meet with Minh and your daughter May. We had some delicious food. I think it was swordfish, and it was interesting. Like just Vivian, I don't know if you planned it, but you had called your mom, and it was just really nice to see how well connected you both were. And it was just a casual call, but I think it was just so nice to see you both stay in touch and hear each other's voice. I have a question. So, because you have a younger daughter, May, who just started university this past fall, 2020. So I wanted to know how how was it now navigating that application process throughout the global pandemic?
For my second daughter, um, she's now still in stay at home in Hanoi and studying online. The application process, we did apply last year actually in January, before February this year. And the but like before, everything since we are in Hanoi, Vietnam, so everything the applications process is still online. 4 years ago, this year is still online, and the process doesn't change much. And again, I didn't find any difficulties with her application process. But the only one thing pending at the moment is visa process is quite delayed for
Mm,
international student. Uh, she went through all the process, like the health check, everything for the visa, but still the final decision is not made yet because of the pandemic. That the I believe that the government have restriction for international students to arrive also at the same time, and also the as parent, I'm not really fully confident that I can let her on her own to to Canada on her own during this situation. So she's still now at home, but she's still studying online. And like Vivian, their time zone and my time zone are completely opposite. I go to bed when they start the
Right.
class, and then when I go to work, they are still in bed. So that's fair.
Yeah, I know. I can only imagine what it was like in March when everything was just happening and changing so fast, and there it was hard to get any types of answers because everything was just so new. And I hope that this, as we approach the winter, I hope that we'll have more information in terms of that immigration process from the government of Canada because we've gone through it once. And I know for as an institution, we were able to launch our readiness plan, which allow for international students to safely come to campus and start that journey. However, Maze and Vivian, you're both lucky to be able to still live at home and also uh, have the luxuries of being out in Hanoi. As I understand, Vietnam has had very low cases. I'm curious, Vivian, did you give your sister any advice studying virtually? I guess you had a short window. You did virtual from like March until the end of the semester, but you're also an upper year student. I'm wondering if you had any pieces of advice for May when she was starting this September.
I did. So I learned by myself. So I had some good recommendation, I would say, for her. So the first thing that I found is super helpful for me for online school must be make a plan. So I was a messy person, to be honest. I didn't make any plan before. But when the pandemic come with virtual schooling, I start recognizing the matter of having a structured plan. So I bought a mini notebook and make a plan throughout the day, like which time I have the class, so that even if the time differences, we can still come over it by having to know that, oh, this is the time I will spend in my class. And by making time like that, my mom would also know when she cannot call us during the time. So it's a good way to structure the day. And I also gave an advice that to ask questions, even though it's online and it might be a bit awkward to reach out to people online by email. But again, ask a lot of questions because everyone is unsure, and don't let the questions make you think a lot. I clear my mind by just ask a lot of questions, and I found that super helpful to transition to online schooling. Those are my
That's so
tips.
good to hear. Yeah, it's nice to see her following your footsteps. Um, I'm acknowledging we are near the end of time. It flew by. I'm wondering before we leave, Min, do you have any kind of last parting words of encouragement for parents as they kind of embark this application journey with their child or their student?
I think the message I want to convey to other parents is be brave. Trust your kids. They will all be fine. All we need to do is step down a little bit at the back, provide support as required. But other than that, if they don't ask, leave them free, and then you will see them growing up. And then, but keep close contact with them, like we did. We have regular chat. Sometimes it's just a message say, "Hi, kids, how are you doing? If there any news, if there anything, sometimes just to hear their voice, but keep close contact with them, and then you will be fine." To the application process, like I share with Vivian, what I did at the same time is, if you are not sure about anything, please ask. Because sometimes it's because of the custom. For example, in the past, if the Vietnamese people tend to be shy, people will be afraid, am I going to ask a stupid question? I just want to say that there's no stupid question at all. Feel free to ask. If you have any concern, any issues you want to raise, just voice it up. and and you will be very glad because sometimes you will find that it's just not only you who ask the question. And just the very last thing to say is, as long as the kids want to fly, just support them. There will be your success in the future. You will see the very, very good result out of it. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you. That was so lovely to hear. And I mean, you should be so proud of Vivian. Vivian's grown up to be such an awesome, independent, smart person. And I feel very lucky that I've been able to work with Vivian on so many projects. I'll note that Vivian is an international student ambassador, so you are able to schedule a one-on-one with Vivian, or you could schedule a guided virtual tour and she'll be able to show you around campus virtually. And Vivian, like, I just want to say how proud I am to see how much you've grown since your first time working in the office. Like, you have grown exponentially in terms of uh, your charisma and opening up to people. And I just think you're such an awesome representative of Ryerson. And I'm really grateful that both of you could join us today. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking time out to join us.
Thank you so much as well. We're really happy to just share the honest story that the relationship we have with Ryerson. It's just so special that it's lovely to share about it. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. It's also my honor to be with you whenever you have the parents' meeting. And I'm also feel very happy and very proud to share my experience and my happy and my satisfactory with Ryerson in general, with the international student enrollment in particular, where there's a big contribution to the grow up of Vivian, my daughter. So for sure, thank you so much. Yeah.
And when flights resume, I'll be back in Hanoi and I'll let you know. And if you're in Toronto, I think
Yeah.
dinner's on me next time. So
Yeah. So we meet
yes,
again. So yeah. Thank you.
hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was so good to see
Bye.
you both.